Nezuko retaining her humanity even after being transformed into a demon was a revolutionary development in the Demon Slayer universe and completely changed what people knew about demons until the Taisho era. But what if Nezuko went down the path of darkness instead? In this video, we'll imagine an alternate timeline where Nezuko joins forces with Muzan and becomes one of the Demon King's upper moons. This single change would create a butterfly effect that completely rewrites the entire story of Demon Slayer, resulting in character deaths that never happened, survivors who should have died, and a completely different ending to the series. First, let's establish our point of divergence. In the original story, Nezuko fights against her demonic urges and never consumes human flesh, which allows her to retain her humanity. However, in this timeline, something goes wrong during that first night after Kibutsuji Muzan's attack on the Kamado family. Tanjiro arrives too late and Nezuko completes her transformation before her brother can save her. The scent of spilled blood is too overwhelming for the newly turned Nezuko, and she gives in to her hunger, devouring the remains of her family members. This act not only makes her significantly stronger, but also severs her last connection to her human side. When Giyu Tomioka arrives, he finds only a distraught Tanjiro and is unable to track down Nezuko or the demon who killed the Kamado family. The Water Hashira sees Tanjiro's despair, but also senses strength and resolve behind the child's eyes. He takes Tanjiro to Urokudaki Sakonji, where he learns water breathing and trains to join the Demon Slayer Corps. Meanwhile, Nezuko's newfound strength allows her to escape into the night. Muzan senses a demon of unusual constitution, but cannot pinpoint what exactly makes her special. The Demon King personally seeks out Nezuko and grants her a significant portion of his blood, elevating her directly to the status of Lower Moon 6. Something unprecedented in demon hierarchy. Nezuko's abilities in this state would be terrifying to behold. She would gain near instantaneous regeneration and the ability to amplify her strength in battle. However, Nezuko's most dangerous ability would be her blood demon art, Explosive Blood. As a Lower Moon, this technique would only cover simple combustion, but we'll see how her abilities grow as the story progresses. Her appearance would be radically different too. No longer held back by her bamboo muzzle and gentle demeanor, Nezuko would likely sport elegant flowing robes, similar to the other high-ranking demons, with her hair growing longer and wilder. Her eyes would bear the kanji for Lower 6, or potentially even higher, and her fangs would be prominently displayed in a perpetual predatory grin. Most importantly, Nezuko's tactical intelligence would be fully unleashed. No longer bound by protective instincts toward humans, she'd become a cunning strategist and a formidable enemy of the Demon Slayer Corps. Nezuko's rise through the demon hierarchy would be swift and brutal. When Rui is taken out by the Demon Slayers, Nezuko's first major assignment from Muzan is to eliminate the existing Lower Moon demons who have grown complacent. Using her unique combination of intelligence, power, and ruthlessness, she systematically hunts down the Lower Moons to prove her worth to Muzan. Only the Lower Moon 1 Enmu is able to resist her in combat and earn the right to survive. Instead of relying on brute force like most demons, Nezuko uses psychological warfare, exploiting their human emotions and protective instincts. She successfully kills many experienced demon slayers, quickly earning Muzan's favor. Meanwhile, Tanjiro's journey as a demon slayer takes a much darker turn. Driven by grief and the knowledge that his sister has become a monster, he develops an obsession with hunting demons that borders on madness. It turns out that Tanjiro needed Nezuko as much as she needed him, as the Demon Slayer's gentle nature is replaced by cold efficiency and ruthless determination. Under Urokodaki's training, Tanjiro learns the forms of water breathing and becomes a proficient Demon Slayer. However, he does not catch the attention of the Hashira like in the original timeline, as he's no longer accompanied by a demon on his travels. Similarly, he doesn't meet Tamayo and Asakusa either, because even though Yushiro witnesses Tanjiro's struggle with a demon, it is nothing noteworthy enough to report to Tamayo. Not having to find a cure for Nezuko will significantly impact Tamayo's research as well, but before we get there, let's follow Tanjiro a bit further on his travels. The events of the Tsuzumi Mansion and Mount Natagumo arcs unfold just like the original timeline, as Nezuko's participation was not too important in these events anyway. Tanjiro befriends Inosuke and Zenitsu as well, but this time the dynamic between the three friends is different. Tanjiro is not as patient with Zenitsu's shenanigans, and he's quick to put Inosuke in his place when the wild child gets carried away. The Kamado siblings unite for the first time after Nezuko's transformation during the Muggan train arc, where she joins Enmu in his plan to lure out and kill one of the Hashira. Now turned completely ruthless by her demonic instincts, Nezuko shows no interest in helping Enmu fulfill his objectives, and only boards the Muggan train to finish the job in case the Lower One Moon fails. Just like in the original timeline, Tanjiro and Inosuke hunt down Enmu's real body and attempt to kill the demon. However, there's a critical difference in this story. Nezuko is fighting against the Demon Slayers instead of for them. Kyojuro and Zenitsu already have their hands full trying to save all the passengers from Enmu's attacks when Nezuko appears to challenge them. Nezuko initially takes the image of a young girl when she approaches Zenitsu, letting his protective instincts become his weakness. She allows Zenitsu to get close before revealing her true nature and detonating her blood demon arc directly in his face. With Zenitsu incapacitated, Nezuko challenges Kyojuro on the train herself. Even though she's slightly outmatched in combat prowess, Nezuko uses the Muggan train's passengers as tools and human shields to gain an advantage against the Hashira. Once Tanjiro and Inosuke decapitate Enmu, they head back to help their friends, while the train goes off the rails. However, they're met with the shocking image of a heavily injured Kyojuro struggling to save the civilians from a female demon. Tanjiro charges headfirst at her, but suddenly realizes that the demon is none other than his sister Nezuko. This moment of hesitation gives her an opportunity to escape the scene, as there's no way she's taking out all 3 demon slayers. As Kyojuro dies in his arms, Tanjiro is devastated by the circumstances under which he was finally reunited with his sister. On the one hand, he realizes that he must kill her for the sake of humanity, but he cannot come to terms with losing the only family he has left. The battles of the Entertainment District and Swordsmith Village unfold more or less the same as they did in the original timeline, ending in the defeats of the Upper Moons 4, 5, and 6. Muzan is enraged by the weakness of his elite force, and appoints replacements for the Upper Moons in preparation for a counterattack, where he takes the fight to the Demon Slayers. While Nakime takes the rank of Upper Moon 4 and Kaigaku is appointed to Upper Moon 6, Gyoko's position goes to Nezuko, the only survivor among the lower moons and the demon who killed the Flame Hashira. As an Upper Moon, Nezuko's demon blood art evolves dramatically, allowing her to potentially create massive explosions that level entire districts, or more insidiously, infect others with her blood to create time-delayed explosions. Nezuko's strength and size manipulation also becomes more refined, allowing her to reinforce specific body parts with strength far surpassing even other demons while maintaining her speed and agility. But despite her newfound powers, something strange stirs within Nezuko. Encountering Tanjiro on the Muggan train awakened an emotion within her that she cannot put a name to. The battle within the Infinity Castle begins with the Demon Slayers falling into Muzan's domain, with Nakime manipulating the environment to keep them separated. Each Hashira finds themselves in a life or death struggle. But now, the presence of Nezuko as Upper Moon 5 adds a whole new dimension of danger. The Demon Slayers' forces are split even further, as Tanjiro takes on Nezuko by himself, while Sanemi joins Giyu to fight Akaza instead of Kokushibo. Tanjiro is frozen. The sister he once protected now wears the title of Upper Moon. Her demonic aura is overwhelming, and her gaze holds no warmth. Nezuko speaks for the first time in the arc, telling Tanjiro that he failed to save her in a haunting, cruel tone. Tanjiro, full of guilt and heartbreak, tries to reach her, but she's beyond reason. The fight begins with Nezuko's blood demon arc creating chains of explosive blood that snake around the battlefield, detonating in cascading bursts. Tanjiro narrowly avoids each blast, only escaping the attacks due to his sun breathing. But even when an opening appears, the burned and battered Tanjiro hesitates to deliver a killing blow, as memories of their childhood flash through his mind. Seeing the Hinokami Kagura awakens memories in Nezuko's heart as well, and she hesitates for just a moment. Nezuko screams as the remnants of her human soul fight against Muzan's corruption. As the castle begins to crumble following Nakime's defeat, an enraged Muzan orders Nezuko to kill her brother, but Nezuko doesn't move. Instead, she grabs her own face, claws digging into her skin, and she shrieks in pain. For a split second, Nezuko's humanity emerges and she begs her brother to run. Realizing that the Demon Slayers need him more than Nezuko does, Tanjiro rushes to engage Muzan along with the other Hashira during the Sunrise Countdown. Eventually, Muzan is defeated in a desperate Sunrise battle, just like the original timeline, but not without immense loss. Nezuko is gone without a trace, with only a blood-stained ribbon and a cracked Kanzashi hairpin remaining in her place. In the final scene, Tanjiro visits the ruins of their old home, placing the hairpin on a stone altar and prays silently. He knows now that even as a demon, a part of Nezuko fought to protect him just like he fought to save her. So what do you think of the demon Nezuko? Is she more fearsome than the other Upper Moons? Let us know in the comments down below.